Hey everybody, it's the Warriors Den with Eric and Damien.
You're back!
We're back, I'm back.
High five, yay!
I was on vacation last week. Big thank you to Mr. Duchesne for covering for me. I watched the show yesterday finally, I was finally caught up. It was like getting acquainted with an old friend. He did a great job. I hope you enjoyed Luke filling in. It's good that I can take a vacation once in a while if I need to. But I'm back and I'm refreshed. And I learned, Damien, on that show, which I already tweeted, the way you pronounce cocaine. Can you say cocaine for me?
Cocaine?
No, that's not how you said it.
How did I say it?
You said cocaine. Like a drug lord in a Chuck Norris movie from the 80s.
Cocaine.
Cocaine. That made me laugh a lot because it was so genuine. You weren't even doing a thing. That's just how you say it.
That's why you bring me on the show.
You're the comic relief.
Yeah,
it's
can
true.
see that.
That's why people love him.
Yeah.
So yes, I missed a lot, actually. That was a big show last week. Lots of you tuned in. Thank you for tuning in. I know there's less of you today because we don't have a big show today. But we do. It's a weekly show. It's a weekly show. This is our chance to talk to you every week, give you updates on what we're doing. So sometimes there's big ones like last week, sometimes there's less big ones.
We should do a Q&A, not today, but in the coming weeks.
I agree. Let's do one next week.
Yeah.
I'll do a Q&A next week, get caught up on some of the community questions.
Yes.
But yes, we're on the road to E3 in a big way. We were just counting, we have 2 work weeks left, basically, until we head to Los Angeles for the convention.
A lot of work left.
A lot of work.
We're getting there.
Oh, man. Though I am getting genuinely excited about the stuff we will reveal to people. Stuff. Not just things. Not just things, also stuff. It's really good. You guys are going to be happy. That's all I can say. I know I'm not allowed. Luke will burst through the ceiling.
Very excited.
But no, genuinely, I'm very happy to show what we're going to show at E3, and I think you'll be very interested to see it. So that is a very short time away. It's the Monday of E3 week is the Ubisoft press conference where you can get the closest peek, the first peek, and then the show itself starts, and press will start doing their bits, and video creators will start doing their bits. I'm excited. We're going to have some of our community folks there under the Ubi's Star Players program, it's called.
That's cool.
So we're going to have a number of recognizable faces. Oh, yes.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yes. They'll be hanging out with us. We even got them on the hook, I think, to do some stuff at the booth, which will be fun. So, yes, a lot of cool stuff coming up E3. So, thank you, Max. There's a very subtle shift in camera.
So I can lay back.
So stay tuned, everybody. Cool. So one thing that happened last week that actually it was a nice surprise. It was something we talked about long ago and a few times since then, but I didn't know it was actually happening, is the Faction War ornaments from Season 1.
Yeah.
So last year when the Vikings won the Season 1 Faction War, they got 30. Is that what it was? It was a lot.
They got unique ornaments.
Yeah, maybe it's not 30.
It's the amount of heroes, so it's
whatever
12,
it was. Yeah,
but it was unique ornaments.
It was a ton of unique ornaments, and they were awesome. And only the Vikings got them. And in subsequent seasons, we
then we changed how we were rewarding ornaments on the Faction War.
We made it more thematic.
More thematic, all around the same theme, etc. And so then we had players complaining or saying, but it's not fair. They had unique, we didn't. Yeah. You did the theme for all the next season, but not the first one. It's weird, blah, blah. Valuable feedback.
Yep.
When we say it takes a lot of time to produce ornaments, it does take a lot of time to produce an ornament, because then we decided, okay, let's produce a Season 1 thematic ornament that we will give only to the Viking players. And then this way we'll be retroactively, and this way, and then we'll be able to give all the Season 1 ornaments to everybody. Yeah. It's a move we decided, I think, beginning of Season 2. Time to produce the ornament and all. Here it is.
Yeah.
So 1 year later. So when we say those take a lot of time to be produced and all.
Production timelines are a hell of a drug. But yes, I think people seemed happy with that. I'm glad that we were able to do it.
Some people are upset because they wanted it to keep them for themselves. But in the end, I think it's a benefit for everybody to be able to have a
What our job is, I described this because my mom visited last week, and I don't know if you have the same thing. A lot of people I know that work in video games, like our parents, have no idea what we actually do, and so I was trying to explain to her, and like a big part of our job is the old saying, like, you can please some of the people some of the times. No, you can please some of the people all the time. You can please all of the people some of the time, but you can't please all of the people all of the time, and that's our job, is doing that balance of like, we want to make everyone as happy as we can, as often as we can. And it can't be all the time. So for the few of you that are upset, chill out.
Share.
It's cool. It's cool. We get it, and always share your feedback. Cool. So one thing that we thought would be cool to discuss today with you on, and with some of the things we've been doing in the last couple weeks, is to have a little discussion about matchmaking.
Yeah. So some people noticed some changes last week. Those were silent changes. We did a generic sentence to just warn players that were changing some stuff, but without going into any detail.
Yes.
Matchmaking is one of our top priority right now.
Right.
I'm sitting almost every day at the desk of the people working on it. Right now, when I look at negative reviews on Steam or things like that, it's a subject that come up very often. Now that the stability is better, etc. So now subject go back to balancing and matchmaking. And so we have several things around matchmaking going on right now. First thing, we have a new tool, a new feature, if I can say that, for us in the matchmaking feature is what we call backward relaxation. And I'm going a bit technical here, but the idea is that before that tool, before that tool, how matchmaking works, that we look for players that are exactly like you. And when I say exactly like you, it's same skill, same reputation level. And then we expand. And then we say, okay, we look to a player that is one more or one less reputation level than you. One number higher, one number lower MMR than you, etc. And we expand until we reach a certain point.
Within your region.
Within your region. Within the people you can play with that have acceptable connectivity with you. And now, backward relaxation, what it means is that when I expand a parameter, so when I say, okay, now I will look to reputation levels 2 above you and 2 below you, I can backward the other parameter.
Oh.
So I can say now I will look for all those guys, but at the exact same skill than you, not at +5 and -5 skill than you, for example.
Cool.
So now each time we expand the look, the search, we can be more accurate on the other parameter, and then re-expand it, and then expand that one, and then relook for the exact same reputation than you, but within a higher skill range, etc., etc.
Cool.
So we can play with those parameters. So that's the first thing we're playing with right now.
Yep.
So trying to find the right balance. Second thing we're doing is that our matchmaking is pretty fast right now. 2 weeks ago, before we start making the change, where most of the players find their matches within the first 30 seconds of wait. And we discussed with the team, and we said, okay, how can we improve matchmaking? And one of the biggest area is to say, okay, let's take more time to matchmake player, so that we give us a bigger opportunity to find the right player to play against. So part of the change, it's a slight change of philosophy to say, let's not make the fastest matchmaking possible, but let's try to give it a bit more time to find the right player. So that's why the matchmaking last week was much longer.
Yep.
It's like we crank it up much, like we were way more strict in the search. During the first minute, we were super strict. So if you match made in the first minute, it was like just good quality matches. And now we're trying to find the right balance. So now we're going a bit back. So now it's 40 seconds, 45 seconds, etc. So that's the other thing we're doing. Third thing we're doing is that right now we're not relaxing to all. So one of the things we're doing before is that after 3 or 4 minutes of wait or whatever, we're saying, okay, now find whoever you can if the connectivity is good, you will play with that person. Now we're saying no. We're saying we will relax to a certain point, but the extremes player will never matchmake together.
Okay.
So the best player or the highest reputation player will never play against the lowest player or the lowest reputation player.
Okay.
Never ever. So it means that if you don't have enough player of your same rep or skill or next to you within a pretty big range, it means you won't find any match. And so it's also something we want to test.
So for all these things you just mentioned, when you say we're working on them, does that mean they are all live right now, or
they're all live right now?
With today's update.
So we did a first release last week.
Yep. And that's what made people's matchmaking times
and that's
longer.
why matchmaking. That's why, for example, Carousel of Death was super long. And now we're redoing a new update where we are a bit less restrictive.
Yep.
Because we looked at the data, of course, and we saw that some parameters were working really well, where we had a lot of match found, and some other not that much. So we were removing those steps, so to shrink everything a bit back. And one last thing we're doing this week that was released today as well is now we have different relaxation per game mode type.
And that's a big thing too.
Yeah, and that's also a big thing. So based on the learning we had last week, so now, for example, we give more quality time to find good matches in Dominion, for example, than in Carousel of Death. Because we have, or in Deathmatch, or in Skirmish, because we have less players playing there.
Right.
So now the relaxation is faster. It's like even faster than 2 weeks ago on the less popular game modes, and it's still more based on quality for Dominion. So we try to find the right balance, and we will wait a week, see the data. So now if you want to find back a Carousel of Death matches, go on. I think it should be much easier starting now than a few days ago, or even a few hours ago. So that's what we're doing. And that's not all. We're also working on how join progress works.
Yes.
Which is another thing that was on the patch note.
Yep.
And this is more kind of a bug fix or an improvement of how our tech is working. One of the things we noticed by looking at the data, it's that the join-in progress quality was degrading over time. Because the join-in progress was based on the average of the skill of the player, on the average of the reputation of the player. And so the more you had join-in progress, the worse the average got in a way, and so the worse it got, etc.
Right.
And we had also the relaxation was based on the creation of the session, which means that if you join in progress, like a match that rematched twice or 3 times, then it meant you would be full relaxed for that match, so not a good quality, etc. So now we changed the philosophy of join in progress, and now it's not you that you are looking for a match, it's the match. They're saying, hey, I need a player like that. So now, when you will join a match in progress, it should be way more accurate and precise and a better quality. But one of the side effects we could have in something we'll monitor this week is that it could be too restrictive. So we could have nobody joining the session in the end flow, for example, because it's too restrictive. So it's something we'll need to fine tune. So maybe you will play more matches with bots than before. So it's something we'll see in the coming days. But that's also something we improved on today.
Yeah.
So a lot of changes on matchmaking. The key. So yes, you might wait a bit more, a bit less on specific matches, a bit more on other. But what we're looking for is to have better quality matches. So we're looking so that you have a smaller gap on reputation level. So right now, the reputation levels, we have way more buckets of reputation levels since last week than 2 weeks ago. So you should have closer reputation level players playing with you, and we shouldn't impact too much the skill. So, and that's what we want to know. Is like, do you feel the matchmaking is more balanced now than before? And also, we reset the MMR at the beginning of season 6.
Okay.
So that's why during the first week it was a bit crazy. You were playing a very good player and a very bad player against you, because we wanted to reset it so that to refresh it as well. It's something we did at season 4 as well. So it's something we want to do once or twice a year.
Right.
So that's also had an impact. But now your MMR should be more accurate again with the new parameter. So
cool. I also want to give a shout out. One of the ways. So as you may or may not know, matchmaking is one of those things that we really only can test in the live environment. Like you design it the way you want to design it, but then we really don't know the exact effects until it's out there.
Yeah.
And one of the ways that we did some investigation was with our Rift guys. So we've talked about Rift before. This is our private fight testing server that we do with a small number of community folks that are very, very good at the game. And I know as soon as I say that, people in chat are like, oh, top players, blah, blah, blah. I know everyone's better than everyone else. I get it. But they're very good, but they also are very, very helpful in giving feedback. So we went with a group of them. We tracked them for a few hours of play. Scorebrand is one of the guys who kind of organized it because he and his friends play a lot as a group. They notice a lot. Exactly what you're saying. The thing was like, our rep is the hundreds or whatever, and we're up against zeros and ones. Like, that's awful.
And I can explain why that happened. So I don't think, and I would be very interested, but I don't think it would happen again now. Only if we have a bug. But
whenever you say things like this, people are like, oh, I'm gonna get it.
But the fact that we don't relax to all. Because those guys, when they play in group, and because they are the extreme, they don't find player when we relax here, relax here, relax here. And the other extreme is the same situation. They don't find player, they don't find player, they don't find player. And in the end, they find each other because they never found players.
They go to the maximum.
Why? Because the players that are in the middle of the curve, because they're way more numerous, they find each other super quickly. So those guys don't find those guys. So in the end, they finish to find the player that don't find anybody else. And that's why the extreme find each other. So now that we don't relax to all, the extreme shouldn't find each other.
I'll be very excited
We'll see if it works or not.
It's really interesting because it's sort of similar with what the fight team has to do with the gameplay balance, is finding the balance on matchmaking between time and quality.
Yeah, exactly.
Some people might just want the fastest time possible and don't care about quality, but a lot of people prefer the quality. Like, I don't want to be matched against noobs. Yeah. It's terrible for them. It's not fun for me. Or if you're a new player, I don't want to be matched against these high levels.
And I think in a game like ours, like For Honor, which is relying a lot on skill, I think matchmaking is even more impactful than in a shooter or something like that, where you can have lost bullet, etc. You will never, as a newcomer, you will never win against a good player.
You're still learning
never.
The characters.
It's impossible. There is no luck. It's pure skill. So.
For Honor, pure skill. That should be the subtitle of the game. So that's very cool. Thank you for that update. So apart from just the data that we're going to see from these changes, you do want to hear feedback from folks if they do see improvements, if they see issues.
So go back in Carousel of Death. We're also enabled joining progress in rematch. So this will help as well to find matches. So cool. Tell us if you think it's better or not.
Cool.
All deathmatch modes have a way flexible relaxation.
Right.
So I don't think the quality of matches will be amazing, but at least the matchmaking time won't be 5 or 10 minutes.
Got it.
And that's the intent. While the intent on a more famous mod or popular mod like Dominion, here you will wait a little bit more than 2 weeks ago, but you should find better quality matches. That's where we are.
Excellent. So, as you mentioned, we did this maintenance today, and that was the majority, or I guess that we covered everything, huh?
I think I tried to check, but
yes. Oh, there was an issue with Carousel of Death specifically that wasn't
the 4 player that weren't disbanded. So when you don't have enough player in a session, we kill the session. because we don't want it to end just with you playing with bot or just one guy who joined in progress that
zombie
match.
Session type things,
and you don't want to have a player that joins a match that only has a bot, so things like that. So we kill session where we don't have enough player, then you go back to matchmaking.
And it also
it's something that wasn't happening on the Carousel of Death, and now that we enabled on our side.
Yes. So there you go. Yeah, so you can also now join Carousel of Death matches during the rematch phase, which was not the case last week. So that's, I know some people pointed out they saw like low activity on that mode. So there were a couple of these issues.
Yeah, and that's another bug.
Yeah.
So it's a bug we fixed, but the threshold I think is too high.
Yeah.
So it's something we'll need to update. But yeah, even if it's low activity, try it because it could go fast. I'm not sure the thresholds are rightly set. Cool. It's something we need to work on, but we focus more on matchmaking parameters. And then as soon as we have time, we'll try to update that one too.
Cool. Yes, and then you covered the join in progress change in today's patch already.
Yeah.
And optimizing relaxation parameters. Okay, cool. So that is it for the basic news of the week, and then now we'll roll into some updates on our ongoing event, Rite of Champions. We're now in week 2. So we'll kick this segment off with the trailer because it's super cool, and I haven't had a chance to watch it in the den yet myself. So hit that, Max, and we'll give it right back to you.
Since the dawn of our memories, great heroes walked these forests and drank from these rivers. They were not gods. They were flesh and bone. But their most honorable battles were almost divine. Musashi decimated the finest swordsman with the stroke of 1,000 cranes. Lady Bevel charged into battle, terrifying all with her mask of Medusa. Hydric conquered a kingdom with his army of unstoppable beasts. Their names became myths. Enter the sacred arenas, built to honor the brave. Battlegrounds, soaked in the blood of ambitious warriors, come to uphold. In merciless contest, the honor of their clan. No, they were not gods, but do honor them. And may you gain glory in the Rite of Champions.
Is that your mask?
It's still me. I'm kidding.
It's me, Daniel. Okay, so I hope people are enjoying the event so far. I saw a lot of appreciation for the
Carousel of Death as well,
but also the 24-hour contract orders.
Yeah.
People like that. Pretty cool. So, speaking of orders, one of the things that's central to this particular event is we have these special event orders, 3 of them.
3 of them in 2 weeks.
The first one, Belval the Medusa, already completed. It completed a couple...
And what I love about that one is that the Knights won it.
The Knights won across all
Belval
platforms.
the Medusa is the Knight
That's
hero
pretty
base.
cool.
I really love it.
I don't know if that motivated them more or if they're just pissed
I don't know,
in general about faction war.
So we'll see if Musashi the Crane is won by the Samurai or not.
So yes, congrats to the Knights. All Knights now get, all Knights who participated, get 1,000 steel and 2 crates. Vikings got second across all platforms. This is cool. So all 3 places were the same across all platforms. So Vikings all get 500 steel and 1 crate. And Samurai, Samurai, 3rd place with 500 steel.
Yeah, they need to...
Maybe they'll step up for Musashi the Crane.
You need to step up, and Musashi the Crane, you need to win that one.
And that began Tuesday. Began Tuesday.
The 27th.
Yes, and I think we have an image of it. Musashi the Crane. So that began Tuesday. It's underway right now. It is the Same rewards, I believe, to be completed. So yes, step up, Samurai. Represent for Musashi, please. And then on Sunday begins our next and final special of order of the event, and that's Hydric the Warthog. There it is.
And this one will be for the Vikings,
Let's hope.
hopefully.
Let's hope.
Or the Samurai, if the Samurai messed up.
So that one starts Sunday and runs till the end of the event next Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe the Samurai will win both. Who knows?
Who knows?
Or maybe the Knights are just going to
really
sweep all
that.
three of them.
I think the Knights seems to be pretty... Because as soon as you don't have to fight for the volcano, then it's easier to win it anyway.
Let me ask you this off the cuff. Have you guys talked about removing the volcano because everyone puts all of their assets on it?
No. We're more discussing the contrary.
Yeah,
it's
putting more volcanoes.
How can we leverage that passion around that volcano?
Well, that's a good... That sounds like the right move, rather than taking it away. But come on, Knights. God. So we just have a ton of reminders. If you saw last week's show, this is a ton of reminders. If you didn't, this is all news to you. And I wasn't here last week, so pretend that this is all news.
It's all news to you.
It's all news to me. So as we've talked about in a couple shows now, a few shows, champion status has been reworked for Season 6. So the new champion status is in the game now. If you previously bought it, it is the new champion status. Like if you had if you're one of those people who bought a year's worth, which is awesome, it's not the previous one. It updates.
Yeah, automatically.
But as we thought, as a way to celebrate that, put it on sale. Yeah. So it is now 30% off. Thank you, Max. 30% off until the end of the event next Thursday. Yeah. It's a good deal. Because we didn't change the price. 40%
XP boosts, 20% aura boost.
The aura, yes.
Yeah, event loot. You get event loot, more event loot with those, etc. So it's really, really cool.
I have noticed anecdotally, so I think part of the reason we did this change, we wanted people to care more about champion status, right? Like, I think, we've used it a lot in giveaways and things like that, giveaways on the stream, compensation when we have outages, and I think people didn't find a lot of interest in it. But I've seen since the changes, a lot of people have been like, oh, cool, this makes a lot more sense now. So it seems to be a success. So let us know if you're liking the new champion status. Okay, next up with the reminders. This is a very cool thing that we haven't done before until this season. A thing that we're calling Hero Trials. Yeah. And it's not trials like in the arena. No. It is, it's a trial mode, a trial period.
State,
Yeah, for heroes that you don't own.
Yeah, so all heroes are playable, basically. So even if you own the starter edition on PC, all heroes are playable. If you don't own the season pass, all season pass heroes are playable. Yep. And on top of that, we've put a discount price in Steel. So if you want to unlock those one by one or only interested in one specific, it's the right time to do it.
Yes, it's a good time to do it. So those DLC heroes, we call them the kind of the post-launch heroes. They're normally 15,000 Steel in the game. They're discounted during this event until the 31st to 10,000 Steel. Yeah. So that is a really good opportunity if you haven't and you've been thinking about picking up a new hero. Now's a good time to do it.
And what is also cool as well is that thanks to that trial state, you can do the orders that are specific to each hero, which is something we wanted to do as well.
Good point. Good point. So that's cool. If you're a starter edition owner, those are 8,000 for heroes, and discounted now to 5,000.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Hey, another reminder. Mask outfits came out last week.
Yeah.
As part of the event, the Medusa and all that, pretty cool. The discount on those has ended.
Yeah, now it's
now at their normal price of 20,000 Steel. I wanted you to be aware. But if you want to get it, there's still a good way you can still get it, which we'll get to
which is
in
with the
2
bundle.
more bullets.
You don't want to speak about it now?
No, because in the bundle is this next thing
you want to speak about. Okay.
There's a method to my madness.
I see that.
So starting today, and already some folks have seen it on Reddit, the limited time emote, we call it the Sword in the Stone, the classic story everyone knows from King Arthur. The Sword in the Stone emote, it is available now. It will be available only until next Thursday. Yeah. So you have 1 week to get it. So let's check out the video of it if you don't know what I'm talking about, and then we'll come right back and chat. Sorry, we got distracted at the end there.
Twitch Prime. No, Big Dragon. Big Dragon is telling us at For Honor game, Damien. So it's me.
It's you.
Leaked. I leaked.
You leaked something.
A revenge receiving a buff on
surprise.
Twitter. Can you please say something about it? This is something very requested by players those days. So, can't remember what I said on Twitter because I'm replying to players like 100 times a day. But yes, revenge is something we're looking at. I don't know if it will be a buff or what's not, but it's something we're looking at. We haven't done it yet, huh? No. So yeah, it's something we were looking into. Also to answer the dev ball meta.
Right.
We think it's a good tool. We really don't want to go where Revenge was in Season 1. We think that would be awful because it made some player totally immortal. But we think there might be opportunities where we could upgrade a bit the Revenge. So, more to come. Still something under investigation in the fight team.
Okay. Yes.
This is
we'll
not
have
a leak.
Stefan come on.
So yes, we
or Roman will come
we're
on
pretty transparent on saying what we're working on and why, what we try to do. So yeah.
Let us know how you would like Revenge to be changed. We may or may not listen to it.
But it's really what we're looking at is not a revamp at all or Revenge, something like that. It's more a quick win, something we could change easily, that wouldn't break the whole game and that would benefit those specific situations.
Right.
This is what we're trying to do.
Excellent. Yes, so just as I mentioned, Sword in the Stone, you can only get it for this week, but there's a bundle that is also available right now.
Yeah, as we usually do.
As we do in these events.
Yeah.
So the bundle, oh look at that. It gets you the mask. If you haven't already got them, it gets you the masks from last week.
The emote.
The lootable emote, the lootable
emote.
effect. I always swap those.
And all the cosmetics that you can loot.
Right. And
not the weapons.
Right.
Yeah.
And this week's emote, exactly.
Is also
so those are all in the bundle, and as usual, if you already own one or multiple pieces of that bundle, the bundle price decreases dynamically based on what you already own.
Yeah.
And actually put the image back up because actually I was told the bundle lasts. Yeah, the bundle goes until June 4th.
Yeah.
So even though the sword,
because we wanna, it's always the same reasoning. We wanna have players to have the chance to loot as much as they can until the end of the event, and then if they didn't manage, we still give them room to get the content.
Very cool.
So that they don't think they couldn't access what they wanted to do.
Cool. All right. One thing I didn't mention, but I wanted to give you a shout out. Last week, so I was out. We on Thursday, you did your whole thing. People started playing, and there was some very strong feedback about the pricing in the visual collection. Yeah. And before I could even check my Twitter, you had solved it.
We fixed it.
Yeah. So within a day,
fixed.
You guys huddled up. You said, okay, maybe there's a bug here. Maybe we just didn't do our math. Or maybe we should rethink this. And then by the next day,
so there were some bugs or design bugs, I could say. So some things that were not intended. And at the same time, we'll also change some of the, based on the feedback, some of the price that were intended.
Right.
So yeah, we saw the feedback, we heard it loud and clear. We sit down with the designers on that subject, did several meetings on it, spent part of the day on that. And then all the live team agreed to do an emergency maintenance based on that, etc. We wanted to fix it as fast as possible because we don't wanted to have a lot of players unlocking those content with the wrong prices.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Why we did that.
What I like about that, I like your clarification that it wasn't just that it was a bug or an error. It was literally, here's what we wanted to do. Here's what the community told us. It was reasonable, so we went back to the drawing board and rethought it. Yeah. I think that's a cool thing too.
Yeah, it's a sum of both things. I think the community perception was worse because of some of the things that were unintended. But we're like, okay, by changing those unintended things, it's the opportunity for us to reopen the door to everything else and look back at what players are saying and adapt while keeping the same direction, of course. We still think it's mandatory for you to, if you don't own the item under Rarity, you want to apply the visual, that it costs a bit more, because then if we don't do that, there is no interest in you to loot anymore that visual. So like you have it in gray, you don't care anymore because you will be always able to apply it. So for those reasons, for progression reason, we thought that it's still meaningful to do it, but we reduced by a lot those values. So we still think the logic makes sense, but some values were off.
Yes.
So will players who paid the original prices get refunds? For me, it's a case by case. So I would say that they contact us, reach us, and then we see what we can do. We don't have, sadly, a logic or a system where we can automatically refund players, etc. So then if we have players that spent a lot, etc., I think we can go back, track down what they did. So don't try to lie to us, to us refund, because we can track things, we can see their history. And if it really makes sense, then case by case, we could maybe do something.
Okay. Cool. Yes, so good job on that. I had no hand in this. You don't need me. You don't need me anymore.
But you inspire all of us. So the post written by Alex, for example, was heavily inspired by your technique.
Good. The community developer feedback loop thrives. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Okay, so one other thing that is part of this event, which was a cool idea from Bio, actually, was to involve a community contest. So actually, Max has a transition for this. I won't preempt his transition. Let's do the transition. I don't know.
I don't know.
That was the season 6 background, right? That's what Damien asked me during the break.
It looks like season 5. Huh. Anyway. Season 6?
Confirmed.
Sorry.
So we're doing a fan art / fan fiction contest. With the community. And we have a little image here. Maximum. Oh, nope. I didn't want to do that.
What's that? What was that?
First, I wanted to just show the contest image. Yes. So we posted up on forhonorgame.com. I think maybe they just dropped the link in the chat. I saw Alex do that. You can go there to read all the rules of the contest, but mainly if you are a writer or you're an artist, or if you're neither of those things but you want to try, I highly encourage you to. So create a story, create a poem, create something.
Can you create a video?
And we're not doing videos.
Okay.
If for fan art, we're asking for static images.
Okay.
Can be hand-drawn, can be beautiful, illustration, paint, whatever you like. But yeah, still images or fan fiction. Like I said, all the rules are on that page. So like you have to, if you really want to be considered, you actually have to email the address shown in the article, which I guess Alex maybe is also dropping that email address in there.
Which is not in that picture.
Not in the picture. Like we saw a bunch of great things on Reddit.
And even before the contest.
Yeah.
And so now,
A, they weren't emailed to us, but I think we've reached out and asked those people to send emails. B, the fan fiction ones, way over the word limit. way over. We asked for a 500-word limit because people here have to actually read them to judge them, and on top of doing their full
Don't send us books.
There are some that are awesome, but they're just very long. So we can't consider the ones that are really long, guys. So if you did a long one, thank you. That's awesome. Try to find a way to encapsulate it.
A short version.
Cliff's Notes version or whatever, because we do want to consider as many as possible. Now, that said, we still have a full week left in the event. What is the end date of the contest? June 1st. So you still have till the 1st. Yeah, that's still a week. To do both art and fanfic. So the reward, did we tell them the reward?
Have we said it? Yeah.
So we're doing some customized notebooks and sketchpads. Customized for honor notebooks or sketchpads. I don't know which. But they're going to be really high quality for you to do your sketches on or do your stories on. And we'll send those out to the winners.
That's really cool.
Yes. Now I thought to inspire people to do more, because we've seen a lot of fan fiction, which is awesome. Haven't seen a ton of fan art yet, but I assume it's because that takes a long time to do it well. I thought I'd show some of the submissions we've had so far, just to inspire folks. So starting with the fan fic. Let's save the fan art. Let's do the fan fic. So I only printed out 2 because, like I said, a lot of them are long. I thought it'd be fun to read them. And I'll do one, and maybe you can do the other, Damien.
Okay.
Oh, you have music? Perfect. Perfect. Thank you, Max.
Do the long one.
You want to? Okay. So one is a poem and one is a story. I'll do the poem. And the writer of the story gets graced by the beautiful dulcet tones of Damien Keegan. Okay. We did this once before with Ari, and it was.
Yeah, I remember, with the lighting
fun.
and all.
We always love fan pictures.
She's
okay,
much
great.
better
Over
than
here.
us to do that.
Okay, let me. Oh, I like this. This is like a news show. I've got the thing here. The Battle of Rose Hill, Rosa Collis, by Commander Melander. Good name. Flowers bright that dot the field, the place called Rosa Collis. Another army either side, with death the only promise. Called across the land to judge and cause the crows to caw. Cause the crows to caw. That is a tongue twister. They may run, but not outpace the long arm of the law. I like it. The burden of my weaponry is nothing to my duty, advancing on their swordsmen as their archers hold to shoot me. With a loose, their hail begins and glances off my armor. An example for my forces, I stand composed and calmer. Our men-at-arms are many dead, and still their numbers large, planted feet that do not yield until they meet my charge. Impaling them upon a spike, I swipe and shove and swing, a path so carved, their broken line, to life a few do cling. And as the corpses lay atop the roses for their hearse, I dispense swift justice and last rites, book, chapter, verse. And though my efforts travel far, their efforts travel further, I spare a look upon my troops, a speech to rouse their fervor. Good use of fervor. We will not lose, we will not stop. Curse every man you slay. I stand with me. Stand with me. We will not fall. Make death or just make way. I move to rush their second line despite my injured gait. Till death ad mortem I will fight and breach through heaven's gate. The battle fought, the battle won, their forces rout retreated. I refuse to let a man escape and refuse my wounds be treated. That's badass. Despite the pain I soldier on, the way to sate my soul, to hear each man confess his crimes and lay his head to roll. That's pretty good. That's pretty good stuff. Also probably over the word limit, but also very good.
Not sure.
I don't know either. I haven't actually counted this one. But, whew. Damien, are you ready?
Yeah. But not sure it's to the benefits of that person that I say it. But
people are going to love this.
Sorry, woo-wee-woo. Woo-wee-woo.
Wowie-woo?
Wowie-woo.
What's it called? What's the name of it?
Wowie-woo. It's called My Lawbringer Story. He has a side note
Yes.
that I need to say. It's not that long, but enjoy. Blood, blood never fails to quench the thirst of men. But for gods, it requires millions. I was assigned to the southern flank of Rosa Collis. A death sentence, as the mountain pass was narrow and pinched between the territories of our foes. I could almost feel the eyes of the samurai staring me down. They were not there to fight, however, merely observing the proceedings. But besides, we had no quarrel with the samurai. Their swamps were far too dense, and if the elite warriors did not cut our numbers down, the pestilence would do it instead.
Oof.
But further we marched. Rain poured from above. A dark day of blood and death would soon ensue. But as my men looked worriedly around, I soon stepped into a muddy field, so quiet that the chirps of crickets rang throughout my ears.
Chirps? Chirps.
I was like, what's that word? Something was not right. Shadows where there shouldn't be. Eyes pierced through the brush at me. But before I could order my men into formation, blood came upon us. Like roaring beasts, they descended. We were helpless before them. Like a flood, we stood against it, still many were washed away in the tide. But as I stood breathing, I looked around, and I was pleasantly surprised to see no beasts at my feet, but men.
Wow. Goosebumps. Max comes through the black and white at the very end. So those are just two examples of the great fan fiction we've gotten. Please send more. We love it. Everyone loves it. Thank you very much. And on the fan art side of things, we got some to share here that we've gotten. So that was the thing Max spoiled earlier. Oh, yeah.
The Kensei!
Cartoony, stylized Kensei.
I love Kensei.
Yep.
And it's already with the crane.
Yes. And this is by Vidal the King.
The Conqueror.
Yes. I think he wrote descriptions for these, but I forgot to print them out. Yeah. Look at that. That's by the same guy, Vidal.
Apparently he likes Conqueror.
I think so.
Yeah.
Last but not least.
And last... Yeah, this one is super detailed. Yeah. Super detailed. So great job to all so far, but I want to see a lot more this week. So please send along when you can, because we love seeing these creations.
Yeah. Like
cool.
The fur fashion one.
Yeah.
Fur honor.
Fur honor? Oh, yeah.
Those are amazing.
Yeah. Yeah,
We're not at the contest.
No, exactly.
For the contest, but oh boy.
And there's some good, Darkest Dungeon ones also, which is one of my favorite games of recent years.
The chibi ones too.
Yeah. There's a lot of good stuff going around lately.
Yep.
So that's it. That's it so far for the Rite of Champions section of the show. We're going to move to the community corner. I don't know if you have to run to a meeting.
I have a meeting in 10 minutes and I need to eat. So yes,
Oof.
I need
10 minutes to eat. That's your life.
And I need to get my food.
Oh my God.
I have no food.
Okay.
So I have to abandon you.
That's fine.
But I will watch it.
Thank you very much, Damien. And we'll be right back with Community Corner, and you'll be back next week. Great.
See you.
It's me. Look at this. I like the horns here. And it's time for Community Corner. Community Corner, if you don't know, is when we show fun clips or good clips or interesting or well-made clips from the community involving For Honor. This week, there's a little bit of a trend. Another thing that I must have missed while I was on vacation. So you'll probably see a trend emerge in a few of these videos. But first off, let's get into this video from Soccer CN, game-ending kunai. This one is... I always like watching these... Oh, I can hear my own voice. Delightful. Oh! An impossible shot. That was an impossible shot. I don't know how that landed. Okay, so this is the beginning of what I mentioned as being a bit of a trend. From Sweet Lovebringer, here's a video that's through great skill, Lawbringer makes his last stand against other factions.
Чё, блядь, нахуй, урод, ебать.
Так, замес.
Не, давайте группап, нахуй, не надо один против четверых. Это понял,
The Nobushi stealing that last kill there gets me. So yes, the Bombbringer. The Bombbringer is the trend that I'm mentioning. I really don't know what I missed in the past week, but clearly it was a big topic because there's a lot of videos that people made with Bombbringer montages, and they're pretty funny. I know that it's a discussion. People don't particularly like the Bombbringer going up against the Bombbringer, but it makes for good videos, so we're going to show them. So this one is from frequent guest of the community corner, Long Dong of the Law. Long Dong's in-depth video guide to Lawbringer. Well done, Mr. of the Law. That was good. And this next video is almost the same template, but different music. This is from Elong26, Bakuretsu, a Bombbringer montage. I don't know which one I like better. That one is very fun. Okay, Rengar Sam. These are the moments of great emotion that make me come back every day to play for honor.
Victory!
Yes. Tense. Okay, Teeth Penguin's got a video called Pure Skill. Pure. Oh, that's gotta feel good. Okay, Snime. with a baseball tinged one. 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out in the old For Honor game.
Victory!
Beautiful. All right. It's a pretty good one. Danny Usagi. Thought you could just bleed me, run away, and emote?
Victory!
Don't get cocky until you're sure that you won. Come on. All right. This, one of the best usernames I've seen in a while. Strength of 10,000 babies. Shaman isn't the only one that likes to drink blood.
Victory! Victory!
It's pretty brutal, pretty brutal, but good timing. Oh, I threw in a second Long Gone with the Law video this week. It's a short one. Better luck next season, Warden. So dumb, so dumb. He does such dumb videos and I love him. But really, Wardens, hang in there. Hang in there, Wardens. We love you. That goes for the other ones too. Okay, that one real guy, the ledge giveth, the ledge taketh. All right, here's Papa Revolutions. When you try to gank Zerk, but he's been practicing deflects all day. This one goes pretty quick. I think we'll loop it. Maybe. No sound, yeah. Yeah, this goes really quick. Let's show it again. Look at those deflects. My God, he's just bouncing back and forth like a pinball. Cool. Okay, from Dargonic. A good parry to lead to a perfect ledge.
Victory!
Nice. Nice. Okay, and our final video of the day, this is the only long one too. These have all been very short clips. This is from Hypersouls. Okay, so first of all, he has a couple things wrong. He calls it Royal Rumble in a nutshell. He's talking about Carousel of Death. It's not Royal Rumble. And also in the video, he calls it Season 7. So it's actually Season 6. So maybe not paying a close attention to the details, but still a fun video to showcase Carousel of Death, which is my personal favorite mode we've ever done. It is so fun. I've never had so much fun playing this game. It's so hectic and fun. So we haven't shown any Carousel of Death footage on this show, so this is our chance to do so now. So this is what he calls Royal Rumble in a nutshell.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Max. Max.
Oh no!
Stop it.
Get over here!
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
No! Fucking do that! Stop! Stop it! I'm fucking serious! Fucking asshole!
Victory!
Subscribed for honor. All right, great video, Hyper Souls. Thank you for all the folks who've stuck around this whole time. And the raffle has already ended. So that's our show for this week. We will be back next week. And do not forget, we are getting so close to E3. And we're even going to do a Warriors Den from E3. Spoilers. So that should be very cool. Get hype, and I'll see you on Reddit. I'll see you online, and I'll see you here next week. Thanks, everybody.